Come with us on a long journey over the ocean and over many centuries to ancient Greece.
King Perseus was warned by an oracle he would be killed by his own grandson. The king ran home and locked his daughter Danae up in a tower so that she would never give birth. However, Zeus managed to visit Danae in the form of a shower of gold. 9 months later, Perseus was born.
The king was furious when he found out about his baby grandson. He didn't feel comfortable killing the baby, though, so he put his daughter and baby Perseus into a crate and threw it into the sea. He thought it would sink like a stone, but he was wrong. The crate floated to an island called Seriphos, where it was found by a fisherman.
The fisherman named Dictys adopted Perseus and took good care of Danae too. Perseus grew up to be a fine young man. One day, the king, Polydectes, fell madly in love with Danae. Perseus told the king that he would give him anything, really anything, even the head of the dreaded Gorgon Medusa, if he would just stay away from his mother.
Polydectes agreed right away, mostly because he wanted to get rid of Perseus. And so it was that Perseus set off to decapitate the disgusting, scaly, snaky-headed monster Medusa, whose very gaze turned people to stone.
Perseus needed help. The goddess Athena wanted Medusa's head to decorate her shield and to give its stony powers to it too. Athena told Perseus to seek out the Grey Sisters and to ask them how to gather the equipment he needed to kill Medusa. The Grey Sisters were old hags with only one eye between all three of them. They passed the eyeball around and took turns seeing. The Grey Sisters didn't want to help Perseus, so he snatched their eyeball away. They couldn't see, so they had to help Perseus. They told him how to gather a shield, a cape, a sword, and a big, strong satchel in which to carry Medusa's head.
The Grey Sisters told him to ask the god Hermes to help him with the equipment. Hermes gave Perseus a sword of adamant or diamond, which is the hardest substance known to man. He also gave Perseus winged sandals to fly away and never return to that evil place again.
Perseus found his way to Medusa's creepy lair, surrounded by petrified people. He found the Gorgon sleeping. Perseus watched her reflection in his shield and crept up on the snoring Gorgon. He slew her by slicing her scaly neck with his sword.
Some say that from the drops of blood that spurted from Medusa's neck, Pegasus, the winged horse, was born.
Perseus took the dripping, sliced-off head of Medusa and shoved it into his satchel. He then sped off to Seriphos to settle the matter with King Polydectes. As he was soaring over Ethiopia, he glanced down and saw a gorgeous princess chained to a rocky cliff. A fearsome sea monster was swimming at her, looking extremely hungry.
The princess, whose name was Andromeda, had been chained to a rocky cliff by her own father. Her father was being punished by the gods for bragging. Perseus swooped down out of the sky just as Cetus, the terrible sea monster, was about to devour Andromeda.
Princess Andromeda was so delighted to be rescued from such a hideous fate that she immediately asked Perseus to marry her. Perseus agreed happily and then suggested that for their honeymoon, they travel to the island of Seriphos to have a nice little chat with King Polydectes. When Polydectes saw Perseus with his satchel, he refused to give up Danae. So, Perseus let Medusa's head do the talking. Perseus and Andromeda lived happily together for many years. One day, they decided to return to Perseus' hometown of Argos so he can participate in some games held there. Perseus threw a discus. It was carried off course by a sudden wind, smacked his grandfather, who was in the audience, in the head and killed him dead. The oracle's prediction had come true. Oracles always come true. One cannot avoid one's fate.
Dolphins can swim. Though nothing will keep us together.